Okay, good, cool. And then just use your left hand to hold this lens here, and then this will focus. You can focus with this, I'm saying.
What's flashing on her face? Oh,
I have a crystal.
okay.
It does look like it's flashing. Are we in focus on that?
Yeah, you're fine. You're great.
If we do something that's infinitely scalable or share little tidbits of people's lives and information online, then you can open the doors to having much more intimate, higher value conversations with people who you can become much more intimate with.
This is not.
This is part of it. Data dispersion is the next step, right?
Right,
Proliferation of information.
but you're not recording. Like you're not like creating a system.
So the system is that this is just a lead in.
Wow, this is a really cool angle.
Right.
The light's like.
Okay, so you're disseminating information that other people then put together to create a social system. But wouldn't it be more interesting to create a social system and then disseminate it rather than just trying to mine data?
Yes, if that was easy, as quickly and easily adaptable.
But it might be more quick to your end goal. This is more quick to do, but it might take a longer time. Someone else synthesize all this and turn it into a structure. And so you could be working on a structure instead of working on data collection.
Okay, sure. So I could admit that I have not thought about this before, but even if I have thought about it and I'm thinking about it now, I don't know how.
Because what you're doing is you're not. How are you going to learn to create a social system when you're barring yourself from social connection?
Gestures look great.
So much of life is momentum, and right now I've been doing this, and everything I've continuously done in the past suggests that I should just, the past predicts the future, that's why just keep doing what you've always done, keep getting what you've always got, and I feel quite happy in life, so I should just keep doing what I've always done.
Not
Yes.
so shouldn't that step? Isn't this getting too comfortable and you should go past the data collection phase and onto the implementation phase?
Sure, if there's a way that I can turn that information or that next step into something that's immediately, easily, and explicitly actionable, and is like bite-sized to build success spirals.
And that's what you want to create community wherever you go as an individual. Wouldn't that be a thing? Like, shouldn't you be working towards figuring out how to make any space you walk into an immediate social space?
Yeah. Shouldn't I? I don't know. I don't know if I should yet. But I could say that that certainly sounds more attractive and alluring, and if that's something that is something that I feel confident that I would be able to readily reproduce consistently. And context.
It just seems like that your memes are not informing your ends to the extent that you should be.
Okay. I don't know. If it seems that way from our conversation so far, and this is like all that you studied over the past, then that's good reason for me to reconsider, reevaluate.
What a cool angle. He's like talking at you.
So I'm happy to update on those beliefs if I can have some way of building success spirals. So something that's bite-sized, something that I can inject in my life that's inexcusable not to do. Because if I profess that this is my end goal.
Having a conversation with someone when you're not, without recording them, that's like bite-sized. That's something that works. Like, look at all these people creating connections with each other. You're avoiding connections.
Okay, so I see all these people, and I see a lot of, so I work with this really nice science, like space, getting yourself in a space conference, and it's like, awesome, these amazing minds coming together, and they do great things, and then at the end of the day, what's actually going to happen, how do these people convert all this knowledge into applied knowledge? I don't see much, and because I don't see much, I assume there's not much going on, so this is the most...
I went to a film around, now I know it's
I think maybe it's somewhat selfish too, because then like you see all these people, but you can only have like a and then that's like so frustrating.
This is the Tortuga place, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. No, it's not been here in a couple of years or something.
It's been like 2 years.
So my perception is again because I don't see any concrete or tangible things that come out of it, because connection is not tangible and community is not tangible. It must not exist.
But that's what you're like thinking about how to create. So how are you working towards this?
I'm all about how am I?
Or like, how does that work in your head?
Because if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. It's something that the quantified self community believes.
But you can
Because I
measure
described it.
So metrics, and then there's qualitative measures. Like you're coming from a reductionist point of view, and when you talk, but you're talking about a complex system. The complex system cannot be analyzed reductionist because when you look at a part of the complex system, you're not seeing all the emerging factors.
Do you have an example? Because I mean, I can agree with that. That sounds right.
Right. Well, so for example, biology got set back for probably 10 or 20 years when we were looking for DNA that mapped to specific things. So this one bite of DNA goes to this one tree. So there was all this other stuff that we didn't know about with blood DNA, right? And so now we learned that all these epigenetic factors are really important. And because we were coming from the reductionist point of view rather than a systemic point of view, we missed all of those complex interactions with emergent beliefs.
I think that because my brain and bandwidth only can accommodate for so much information at any
No,
given
but your
time.
brain is perfectly designed to understand. That's
See, that's like what we've evolved to do.
Yes, that's
See,
like the human
that's
pattern
how-
recognition. Like that's what we do. That's why people are intuitive. It's because it's not like that they're actually like reaching into like some spiritual understanding. It's because there's all this, like for example, your facial expressions, right? This is my favorite example of this. So if I tried to analyze your facial expressions, I would get so confused with how you felt. But I can intuitively know with micro muscle movements how you're feeling right now because of my.
So ingrained.
But it's from my experience over my whole life, and my brain has mapped that together. I don't rationally understand it. If I tried to rationally understand it, I'd be really confused. Because if I tried to break down your facial expressions in order to figure out how you felt, I would get lost.
Is that true?
But-
Look at Paul Ekman.
I don't know. But
All he studies is micro expression.
right, no, but
Categories.
exactly. So how long has it taken him to understand something that I intuit in a split second?
But he's not studying science. Now he's an engineer and do something infinitely scalable
But your
and pick it
brain
up.
is already designed to do that. Like that, I'm not saying that doesn't have a utility in
This
life.
tells me that this is what I'm doing is even better because you can now recognize when someone's happy in front of their computer and when they're like uncertain and when they're sad or like when they're slightly upset. And then you can graph it over a period of time. And I want to do this where I can sell people's happiness back to them because I can show them what made them happy throughout the entire life. And like that's something that's infinitely scalable. Now I no longer have to be there, right? I could totally be there. That tells me that what I'm doing is more effective and more important because it's scalable. And that's what I want to do. Something that's scalable and sustainable and something that works.
Chili's ready.
But it's a really good point though, so I'm glad I can twist it and turn it into something different. Johnny, do you want to join the conversation? I can put it down like on a table.
No, it's fine, and it's actually a lot of fun to like play with angles and like.
Awesome, great. Yeah, now we can optimize for learning how to camera work. And, all right. Why don't we? Well, I guess. Why do you feel warm? All the way? Nope. Radiant heat. No, I think
What are the
I think you missed my point.
Okay. You were talking about if you break down all the individual expressions.
Right, but that was to illustrate your point.
Okay. That point was how reduction is
That you were going to a reductionist point of view to understand the system. Well, you can't do that, but it's understanding community connections this is a complex system. So if we're looking at it from a reductionist perspective, we're missing what's happening. You're saying you can't quantify this, you can qualitatively measure intuitively, and the more you have like conversations with people, the more you can qualitatively know how, rather than quantitatively, which would be this, I got this many bytes of information from this, which is what the camera's all about, bytes of information, rather than quality conversation.
Sound bites.
They're memes. Collecting memes for people, and
That's
I just think that as far as aligning memes to ends, it's very early as far as well, it's just as far as like making effective change, your means of change have to be on your end, or else things like, you know, communism, where they try to make a communist society through totalitarian governments and it didn't work because the means, like a revolution, communist revolution, I do, it's rather on the done for you, like that.
No, but they make an arbitrary like distinction. Like I think they're,
you know, so
This chair is really cool.
I think they're making a distinction. There's like they have less of a structure, but then
which then undercut any of those the means of overthrowing the government is egalitarian. So, just like that, you are
You're back. They can throw you both out.
doing something
back, my friend.
that is going to distract through your means is going to inform your outcome, and it's going to turn it into a reductionist rather than a, because you're not building community for doing that. You're separating yourself from people.
So
person, but within this community, then they can better understand each other, what they're known for, and how they speak about things that they claim to care about.
But it's still your end. Imagine people doing that isn't socially abstracted.
If you try this and if you experience this, then you might qualitatively be able to better understand how this actually does play into the long-term life, and how it actually can be an effective mechanism to choose people to each other who have mutual goals.
But why don't you introduce them? Why don't you just be like, hey, I met this concept.
Right, I do online. I'm
Like when I, like, you know, like Alex, because Alex is
Pretty similar wording.
about how to spread that.
So this is my way of doing that, except I just post it and I throw it into this like album of videos.
Thursday through Sunday.
Because I post little bits and like their face like this, and then like
Yeah,
sound
the
like something that you
construction
know.
phase was actually very
And then
simple.
it's like, oh, I build spaceships and I like
That's
reducing the time and connection. That's awesome. Wait, that's great. That's great. Why not? Because you can have a taste of it. Because you don't have all the time in the world. Sorry that like visuals don't matter. Like, people don't care.
Yeah,
There you go. So great. That's exactly
But so then people also like be like, oh, this is so attractive.
yeah, I
I'm
think
going
it's
to
kind of
their
mixed.
sound
I
bite.
don't know.
There you go. That's great. Because everyone else believes that attractive person has good ideas. Everyone else will go to that person and then they'll end up having good ideas.
Like highlight the custom.
That's why I use a lens. Because it makes everyone look gorgeous.
No, not make everyone look. It does. I was looking at like.
It really does.
It makes the lighting amazing. I was like, how do you turn dark? It's pitch black.
Then the bags end up getting tears in them.
But what
and
if
then they
someone
start to
has
leak.
better ideas?
I don't think that I independently evaluate
If the
attractiveness
grain can get fully submerged
as much
and still retain
because I recognize how harmful the attractiveness is. Like, it reduces your objective ability to evaluate information.
you can deal with like brief periods of immersion.
Which is
Also
why I would do
because
that
there
for
are
like
waves,
religion,
especially in windstorms.
landmark.
You know, it may be that like normally it's dry, but every now and then the top of the wave just like hits
This
it.
conversation could go for a while, and I feel like I should engage.
Do you still have 5.5 minutes.
Well, so right, because I was saying that there's diminishing marginal utility of him spending the time on it, right? And then so now that is approaching, I don't even know how to. Yeah, it's fine. So, okay. It's this button here.